Hi everyone, I'm Kristen Messerly, and today I'm interviewing Diana Overa. She is the Director of Marketing at National MI, and I'm really excited for us to just chat a little bit about this survey that we've been working on. We're releasing the NextGen Homebuyer report, which we've been planning for almost a year now, and really collaborating on. So I just wanted to ask you a few questions to give some insight for our audience on what they can expect from the survey and some highlights. So to start, I'd love for you to share just a little bit on what motivated you or excited you about doing this survey to begin with.
You bet. Okay, so we know that 1 in 3 homeowners today are purchased by millennials and Gen Z, that next gen comment they made earlier. And we wanted to learn more about specifically around their thought process and their struggles around buying a home. And this information that we're gathering really helps everyone from the real estate agent to the lender, to the home buyer, to the supporting companies like mortgage insurance companies. It really just helps us put our arms around all of this information so that we can build better strategies.
Yeah, I think, whenever we were thinking about this survey, we didn't want to make too many assumptions on what to do with it, but I think that the results, they've been really fascinating to me and have a lot of implications for every aspect of the housing industry. I think you kind of answered this next question, but is there anything else that you'd add to why you think this is important in today's market?
Absolutely. One of the things is I think it goes back to understanding this largest segment of home buyer. And we're seeing a lot of activity right now with all-time low interest rates and the desire to stay closer to home because of the pandemic and COVID-19 happening. So this information that we're gathering really helps us learn more. It helps us learn more, like I said, to build strategy, to partner with our customers, which are lenders and brokers and underwriters, so that they can ultimately help these new generations of buyers learn how to buy a home.
Yeah, we've been doing some more homebuyer interviews lately, and it's really interesting to see how many people talk about, I actually have tons of friends that are thinking about buying a home now that previously were just waiting because they didn't know whether they wanted to stay in a particular city, and everyone seems to be getting a lot more grounded or thinking about how important their home space is. So I think it's interesting to look at some of the results that were happening at the time we first did the survey and some of the ones that we're gathering now. So kind of comparing that. Is there anything else that you would say that you hope to achieve with this survey other than kind of developing some of those relationships that you talked about?
Yeah, I think it's just getting that information, getting that knowledge base, because really our goal at National MI is to help people achieve the dream of homeownership, right? So the more information that we know about this, this huge market, this opportunity helps us long-term, and it helps the home buyer. And it's just really a great bit of information that we really can't get without getting into their minds. So it's the information that's gold for us and for everybody involved.
So at the point that we're recording this right now, we haven't seen the next round of survey questions that we're releasing. We put out this survey right when the pandemic was starting. I think we'd been a month into lockdown at that point. But we're about to release a bunch of follow-up questions since everything has changed so much over the last few months. But given what we know now, is there anything that surprised you, or did it match your expectations? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that personally surprised me is that we know that next gen buyers, we know that, or we thought we knew that they wanted to communicate with us through text and social, right? But what really they're telling us is that they don't, 1 and 2 actually want to communicate human to human, which is so the opposite, I think, of what baby boomers and Gen Xers really thought about the millennial and the Gen Z, that next gen home buyer. So what we should take from that is that we need to continue to communicate just like we would have any normal space. Just because there's social media and just because there's this phone that you can hold on to where you can quickly send email, picking up that phone and calling them is gold. It's really important, and I think that will help build relationships for lenders specifically who are really trying to get business and to have the home buyer select them as a vendor or as their voice of expertise.
Yeah, I think it was, I knew this, but it was interesting to see how much they preferred phone over email. I mean, I think it was 2-1. So, so yeah, it's just, emails get lost and they can feel, impersonal. So I think that
Right.
was.
And exactly. And it's right about building that relationship, right? So you can't really build relationships over email quite so well, but you certainly can when you're on the phone. So I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we have, I think, some really interesting insights in the survey, and some more coming out that we haven't even seen yet, so that we can show some really recent data based on some changes as a result of COVID-19. So I encourage everyone to check that out. Anything else that you want to share, Diana, that to encourage people to take a look at the survey?
Yeah, I just encourage everyone to open it up, read it. There's tidbits of information in there about the female home buyer versus the male home buyer and some of the thoughts around that, and just their struggles. Their struggles are real, and just understanding what they are helps everyone strategize and everyone have open communication. So if you have an opportunity to take a look at the survey, I highly encourage it, because this was a labor of love for you, Kristen, and we're just really proud to present that out to everybody. And like I said, there's a little bit of information in there that everybody can take away from.
Yeah, definitely. And you bring up a good point about the male female homebuyer information. I think that was probably the most surprising thing to me. And we're going to try to dive deeper into some of the reasons why, but there was a huge disparity when it came to financial education, literacy, access, all across the board. But I think, with single women being the second largest cohort of home buyers, that becomes extremely relevant and important for us to understand as an industry. So anyway, lots of great insights, as you mentioned. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit with our audience today. And yeah, we'll talk to, or love to hear everyone's feedback also, and questions and thoughts as you read the survey. So
Yep. Thank you, Kristen. All right. Take care.